Bill Moist here. High five. Well, that's kind of hard to do through the computer, so I'm going to show you how a Olympic gold medalist from Australia taught us how to high five herself. Raise your left hand and take your right hand around and go high five. Okay, do it with me. Raise your left hand. Bring your right hand around. High five. One more time. Raise your left hand. Bring your right hand around. High five. It's great to change our state of mind when we start a new project here. So our topic today is why build a business to sell in 5 years. This is actually a talk I gave to the Business Advantage Network in Keller, Texas recently, but the environment wasn't very good, wasn't very conducive for recording this video, so I thought I would do this later. So why would you want to build your business to sell in 5 years? I picked 5 years as kind of arbitrary. It might vary from person to person, but you certainly don't want it to be too long because then we never get started with what we need to do to actually build that business. So what are some reasons you might want to build a business that you could sell? Think about that for a minute. Think about your own business. Why might you want to sell that one day? Well, a logical reason is maybe one day you want to retire. In fact, a good friend of mine is in the transition business, and he helps medical practitioners and dental practitioners get their practice ready to sell one day. And these are put in as good management. They might have some change in staff, whatever makes sense to really get the business ready to sell. And then one day, hopefully, they sell it for a nice number, and the doctor or dentist can exit. But other reasons might be you want to build a business that can sell. That means you're creating real value. It's not just a solo practitioner. If you're building a business that can be sold one day, that means it's not just you. There's other people or other factors at work. So the way we build a business to sell is there's really two in 5 years. There's really two things we want to build. We want to build a marketing system. We want to build operational systems. So those both are fairly deep topics, but let's talk a little bit about marketing to kind of kick things off. But what you can do is, here a friend of mine made this suggestion that twice a month you spend 2 hours a day, or 2 hours twice a month, to start building your systems. And then after maybe 8 months, you got your first system in place, and then do it again. And eventually you have all these systems in place that help you help you build that business that you desire. But start with marketing. Most small businesses probably can't say they have more business than they can handle. If that's you, if you do have more business you can handle, then you need to probably focus on operational systems. But start with the marketing things. And the thing that amazes me is how few companies actually keep track of who their customers are. There's lots of businesses I go in that they don't even know who I am. Places I go every week, they don't even know my name. They certainly don't have my name and address or my email. So start a program to capture your customers' names and addresses and emails, and start communicating with them on a regular basis. It might be a postcard. Email is okay. You can start doing email campaigns. I do one once a week. And then I also do a monthly printed newsletter. With all the plethora of emails we all get, those tend to be overlooked, but something in the mail, chances are better that we're going to look at it. So, but before we can send anything to our customers, then we need to capture their information. How many times have you had a professional, had a repairman, had a maintenance person come to your house, maybe a tree trimmer or an electrician or maybe a heating and air conditioning person? They come in your house, they do some work, and you don't need them for say 3 or 4 years, and then you go, who is that guy or gal? What was that company's name? And you can't remember. So always leave something with your customers that remind them of you, and communicate with them on a regular basis. And that the value of your business is in your customer list. Your prospect list, number 2, but your customer list, number 1. There's 2 ways to build your business. Number 1 is to get more sales out of your current customers, more frequent sales out of your current customers. And number 2 would be to get those customers to buy more when they come. So increase their frequency of doing business with you and increase their sales. Well, how do you do that? You do that through communication. Excuse me just a second here. Communicating with them your value proposition, communicating with them your sales, give them a reason to do business with you. Maybe you have other products or services they don't even know about. That's real typical, especially if you have multiple products. You probably do things that your customers don't even know you do. So begin that first, develop a system to capture those names and start accumulating those names. And you have to incentivize them by all means, if you have to give them a free report, you have to give them actually a free product. Whatever it takes, maybe you got to incentivize your help to have them capture that names and addresses. Whatever it takes to get customers to communicate, to leave their contact information with you, then start communicating with them. One example of a customer that wasn't, or a company that wasn't do that, there's a really nice restaurant in Dallas, Texas called The Mansion, and this is a number of years ago. They discovered kind of accidentally they had two brokers who were both spending $100,000 a year at their restaurant, and they didn't even know their names. Wow! If you had a $100,000 a year customer, don't you think you want to know why they do that and how to find people like them? You would think. So recently I did a brand valuation for a company, and that really, for me, that really really kind of incentivized me to start thinking about this topic. And so this company, their brand, separate from the company, had tremendous value because they've been in the marketplace for quite a while. And I was able to find some guides about how to capture that information, how to calculate that information. Both Yale and Columbia had some extensive studies on brand valuation, and there is a value to your brand if you have a brand. So anyway, that got me really thinking about how in the world do I create this kind of a company that creates a value, that creates a brand that can be sold in, like I said, 5 years. Well, I got two case studies. One is a home inspector, a friend of mine, Mike Crow, that in that business, he said the average business owner makes about $100,000 a year in sales, and if they got two partners, then maybe they make $200,000 a year. But he decided he wanted to build some marketing systems first and then some operational systems second, and he created $1 million plus business, and a business where the average is $100,000. So then he sold that business for over $1 million later. Well, what a great retirement is that? $1 million, my gosh, getting paid to do your business and get paid to sell it. Well, then he went in the business of coaching other home inspectors how they can build a $1 million practice. And guess what? By implementing his marketing systems and his operational systems, there's been several who have repeated that success, including his own son. That's the first example. The second example is a guy I met at a seminar, marketing seminar, and his business was he would provide information about liability that nurses can have to nursing schools. So he would do a write-up. There'd be a case or a study or something come out, and professionals in a hospital do have personal liability. And so most of them probably weren't even aware of that. They would assume that you sue the hospital, but actually you sue the individuals at the hospital. So he started putting out this report on a regular basis. Nursing schools adopted it into their programs, and then before graduation, he started sending sales letters to them through the mail. And sure enough, they started signing up. And over a period of time, he created over 400,000 customers in 50 states. Now, the president thinks there's 57 states, but we all know there's only 50 states. So he had 400,000 customers in 50 states, and he had a good marketing system, which was communicating with the schools. Number two was then following up with the graduating nursing students, and then three, he would start communicating them again on a regular basis every quarter, and then the last quarter he'd write something to them every month until they re-enlisted their policy. Paid the next year, so I'm trying to say. So, what do you think that business sold for? 400,000 nurses were his customers in 50 states. And I don't know what the policy was, but it wasn't, I'm sure, a huge policy. So what do you think that business sold for? 10 million? Higher. 50 million? Higher. 100 million? Higher. 200 million? Higher. He sold that business for $1 billion. So, how amazing is that? So that gives us some real incentive to start building these businesses, start building these systems, start building a business to sell one day. And this man has obviously achieved tremendous success, but we all can have some success. So in summary then, this would be, if this was a book, this would just be the prelude to it. There's lots of things that we could really get into here in much more detail. But the purpose of this video is to encourage you and start thinking about building a business that you can sell. Your family will be better off for it. You'll be better off for it. And like my friend Mike Crow, guess what? When he had the systems in place, he was able to take 8 weeks a year in vacation. What business owner can take off 8 weeks? Well, Mike could because he had systems in place. So give yourself some time with your family, travel, see the world, but you have to have those systems in place first. So this is Bill Moist, and hope you enjoyed this video, and watch our YouTube or our Facebook for more.